Hi, I'm Siobhan Haug. I'm a colour expert and the co-owner of Haug London House in London. How I approach my colour consultations, especially with new clients, is to start on a positive. What do you love about your hair right now? What are the best bits of it? That opens up really interesting conversations. It could be around loving the white hair, or it could be around loving the reflection and shine and coverage that they've got from colour throughout the ends. That's already going to start to guide you a little bit and make you start to think about what could be the options for today. Then we need to move into, what are you not loving about it? Often what comes next is it's too concentrated, or it's dull, or it's lacking shine. Again, that's going to start to guide you into what product you're going to use. Are we looking for zero ammonia? Are we looking for total coverage? Or are we looking for something more translucent? Really want to find something bespoke and tailor-made for that client's hair. Natural hair is beautiful, white hair is beautiful, and actually what keeps them coming back to us is when we can find personalized techniques that work for them and their hair needs. That doesn't necessarily mean an all-over color. It could be a partial color, it could be a foliage with a little bit of white hair coverage, or it could be about white hair embracement. It's about finding what your client loves about the hair and what you can offer them that's bespoke to them. So what's the difference between resistant white hair and high percentage white hair? You know, you could have minimal white hair, but it's really resistant. And you can have loads of white hair when it covers perfectly. So what I look for is what I would call a glassy effect. So resistant hair is that really compact cuticle with a really glassy finish. It tends to be quite coarse, maybe a little bit wiry. But to be honest, even before getting to that point, your client can tell you if they have resistant hair. The words that they're using, nobody can ever cover my white hair, or it starts to shine through, or it always looks a little bit translucent. This is a resistant white hair client. It could be that it's just in one area, and I would then tailor-make your product mixture. Think about using the extra coverage bases on the resistant areas and more of a natural series on the less resistant areas. This bespoke approach also is a reason for your client to come back to you. They know that they're getting something tailor-made to their white hair each time. A few tips when working with resistant white hair. Start in that area. Use one of the extra coverage shades. Take fine sections and cover the top and bottom of each slice. With white hair in general, when you're reaching for that up to 100% coverage, you can increase your development time by up to 10 minutes. I would check it. I would give it the 30 units, scrape it back a little, see how it's looking, and then if you need, reapply more and let it have another 10. Something that we do a lot with clients is dual applications. You know, you've got percentage of white on the roots and maybe none on the end because there's color there. How do you target that? So what I would do is work my full coverage application, pat the application on. So pat it on the top layer, pat it on the bottom layer. So you're not sweeping it. Because often when we sweep, we deposit the color and then we literally sweep it onto the midband, and that creates that darker demarcation line. So try to work quite precise, pat it from top to your color line and stop. Make sure you think about the development times. Your permanent coverage is 30 to 40 minutes. But if you're working with a demi on the ends, that's up to 20 minutes. So just factor that in. Finish your roots, allow the time that's needed before you start your ends, and that will give you that perfect balance of tone. What I love about Agora Silver White is it's an option for our white hair clients who really want to embrace the beauty of their hair. How I recognize that client is someone that's maybe talking about using a lot of silver or blue or purple shampoo at home and is chasing that kind of white refinement and beauty with their hair. It just gives a little bit more longevity. So you get that tonal nuance, you get that brightness, you get that evenness and neutralization, but it's going to last a bit longer. It's quick, 20 minutes is a really simple add-on service. Let me show you how I use the shade guide. So this has everything you need in terms of coverage, blending, product in one go. It's really a technical tool. It's for you as the hairdresser. What's really beautiful with the Agora range is that every shade corresponds to a matching shade in a different range. So for example, let's say we want to create a gold in a permanent on the roots. you can match that for your dual application on the lengths and ends with a demi-permanent. The other thing that I love with this is sometimes you just need that little bit of help in identifying the percentage of white hair. Because how different is it on a darker base compared to on a lighter base? So I would use this just to help me refine where we're sitting. Are we in the 0 to 50% range on dark? Are we in the 70% range on light? And that will then help you with what product to reach for. There's one more beautiful thing about this shade chart that I love. This is a big book because it contains everything in it. And actually sometimes for a client, that can be too overwhelming. What I would do is do my consultation, start to narrow down what it is we're looking for, and then go to my client with the specific shades that are actually going to work for their hair. So you're already simplifying it for them because you know what can be achieved and what can't. And it means that we give them a really nice, targeted consultation to their hair of realistic expectations, but also nice options. To make life easy, everything is color-coded. So the dots that you see here tell you what product they are. So for example, here you know that these shades are available in Agora Vibrance, in Agora Color 10, in Agora Zero Am, and of course in Royale. When you want to know more, click the link below to head to the E-Academy.